Hey YouTube, Billionaire Bike Boys back here with you with the how to do video. Today we're going to be installing these Jeff EMIG ODI V2 lock-on grips on a pair of aftermarket bars. If you have stock bars, they will go right on, but if you have aftermarket bars, pro taper bars, switched up the bars or whatnot, you're gonna have a little issues with the clutch side getting it put on. But for the most part, what you're gonna need is an 3mm Allen key, 8mm socket, or I like to use these touch T handles. 25 bucks, you get a pack of them. And you might need a razor to cut off the clutch side grip if it's stuck on very well. And so what the job requires you to take an 8mm to these two to get the throttle housing off. You're going to pull this back, take these off, the housing will come off, and you could take the tube off. And on this side, the clutch side, you're gonna have to the clutch side you are going to mine was stuck on there pretty well, so I cut it off. And with the aftermarket bars, you have all these grooving right here, and the EMIG V2, they already have a tube on them, so they won't go on here. So literally you can see how I had to sand this off and file it down to be able to get the other grip on, because it wouldn't go on at first, but we got it now. I'll show you right now. I had the clutch lever bent back so I could hit it with a grinder when I was filing. But you guys, like, comment, and subscribe. I think we're gonna do a giveaway here soon. Hopefully gain some followers and subscribers. But make sure to like and comment on anything you want to see done on the bike. And if you have a older CRF 450 and you need help with something, or you don't need anything, hit the comments up. I have the book for I believe it's 02 to 04, so I could help you explain what you need to be done or whatnot. But we're gonna get started here with the clutch side. Since if you have aftermarket bars, you're going to need to file or sand it down, or it will not go on. I tried, I had the issue, but now after I've gone and filed it down, boom, just like that, and she's on. So what we're gonna do is, I think we want the EMIG facing us. We want your fingers to be on the waffle part. I mean, at least that's what I want mine to be at. I like my fingers to grip right there. Yeah, I think right there is good. If I always want, I need to rotate it, change it up a little if I want. But you're gonna take your 3mm Allen key And this thing already has a little bolt. Already has some Loctite on it. I don't know if you can see in there. See the blue? It already has some Loctite on there for when you tighten it on. But there's some tips and hacks. You could put a piece of tape in there if you file too much, or whatever you need to do. But you want to make sure your grip's all the way on your bar, and then tighten that bad boy up. It has a torque spec to it. If you get, I don't know exactly what it is, but we're going to, I think it's like 7 foot-pounds, I think. But alright, we're almost there. Bam, and she's good, locked on there, right where we want it. And now we're gonna jump to the 2 T-bolts I showed you. On the throttle housing. And you're gonna wanna make sure, pay attention how your stuff looks when you're disassembling it. So when you put the other parts in, you have lined up how you're supposed to. So right there, we took out the 8mm bolts for the housing. And so now we're going to want to pay attention to how this is set up here. Okay, so pay attention now, Cody. So as you can see, I had a Pro Taper one on before. It's pretty good, high quality. This one's plastic. But depending on which bike you have, it's gonna come with all these different little clips for 2-stroke, different 4-strokes, I guess. It comes with a little sheet, and it tells you all the bikes and models and which thing to use. If you have a, let's see, if you have a CRF 450 2002 to 2020, you're gonna use Cam B. I mean, if you buy them, you get this, so shouldn't have much issues. So what we're gonna do now is clean up the throttle housing. Sounded kind of crunchy, full of dirt, so we're gonna check it out. Oh yeah, look at that. Filled with dirt, caked with dirt. So we're gonna take that apart and loosen these up and clean the housing. Alright, we got the throttle housing taken apart. We're gonna hit it with some brake cleaner. Stuff's bad for your hands, guys. So anytime I use the brake cleaner, carb cleaner, any kind of the cleaners, I like to throw on some rubber gloves so I don't make my hands all itchy or burny or whatever, you know. So we're just cleaning the housing so we have some better play, smoother throttle, because it was a little rough to get to twist it, and the throttle snapping back. I already know what the issue is, what that is, because I caused the issue myself. So we're just waiting for the part to come in. It's nothing too major, serious, but alrighty, let's get back to this. Like I said, we're gonna use some of this car brake cleaner, contact cleaner. Spray that nice and good. And if your throttle is sticky, if it's sticking at all, a good solution is just taking it out, the housing, and cleaning it, and cleaning the tube the tube to make sure nothing's up in there. And also lubing your cables. Alright, make sure we get that nice and clean. Alright, and then that's the one side. I'm going to do one side at a time. Just so I don't... just so I don't mix up the housings or anything. Rather be safe than sorry. And this little part, you could put a little bit of lube right in there. Or grease. Bearing grease, I think. Clean the